All right, today is July 5th. This is a continuation from yesterday that I didn't post. Have yet another setback, which is even worse than the windshield one. When I ordered this rear quarter panel, I knew that it would work, from a fit standpoint, but I assumed that the holes that were drilled in it were for a CJ fender flare, and they're not. They're for a YJ, and the YJ fender flare or mudguard, whatever, comes up and then kind of goes over and then down again. It's more squared off. So and I don't want that look. It's going to totally change the look of the Jeep. So I was just verifying with this. This is the old fender flare that was on there. I got new ones just because they weren't that expensive. But anyway, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to tape off right here all the way around, grind that down and right where the holes are, and I'm gonna have to fill those holes in with weld and then come back in and I guess I'll use one of my small guns, a touch-up gun, to spray that area. I don't want to have to reshoot the whole panel, but I don't know, maybe it would be better to do that. Maybe do the cutoff point somewhere down here. Maybe do a kind of blend it in. I don't know. I'm undecided on that, but I definitely need to fill in these holes with weld. So I'm going to be definitely doing that at the very least. So it's another little setback, but what can you do? All right. Right now, I'm going to go work on the doors, do the final block sand on them, and then I'm going to be working on this windshield. I got to get some rust reformer in the rust areas and get it sanded and ready for paint. So because I had a little bit of junk over here, you can't really see it without the right lighting, but I had some areas in here that didn't look that good. Anyway, I'm just going to repaint at least the whole front of the windshield frame. I don't have to do the back, I don't think, but the front of it. So I'll paint that, and I'll paint the doors the same day, get that out of the way, and then I'll move on to this right here, and it is what it is. All right, here we go. I've been block sanding these doors for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. I don't know. I don't remember what time I started, but this is a 320 grit sandpaper, and I've just been going over it over and over again until I got most all of the black guide coat off. So you can see, and obviously I'm putting one hand here, one hand right there, and lightly going across the panel. And then, I switch to this direction diagonally, and then this way, and then straight up and down like that. Basically, I'm trying to get everything to marry up, and I can tell, and you can see, this is an area that was high, so it took a lot off. I'm actually down into the, that would be probably the short strand fiberglass, where I made a repair to a little bit of a pitted area. This is a little bit low because there's still some guide coat in there. Same over here. Any of the areas that has the black, light black, right here, that's guide coat. Right here, this is a high spot because it's bare metal now. So, but I think this is definitely better than it was before. I think it was worth the effort. To the touch, it feels really flat. I can feel it kind of lift up right there. So, but again, like I said, this panel has, I don't know if you can see that, it's got some flex to it. So it's a little bit of a beast to try to deal with. But in any case, I've got a little bit of glazing I need to do right there. After I vacuum that off. Same thing, did the same stuff over here on this panel. It's the passenger side door. So it's got the same kind of low areas, generally speaking. There's a high spot there, a little bit low, a little bit low here. But again, to feel it, it feels pretty flat to the touch. And like I said, I think it's a lot better than it was. Certainly good enough to be painted and be a driver. If this was a show car, like I've said a million times already, I mean, I'd probably spend a month just working on these doors alone, and I got other things to do. So anyway, yeah, so now I'm gonna flip them over and work on the other side. All right, I got these doors blocked on the other side really good with 320, and got them all prepped on this side as well, the interior side. I had to, of course, tape some things off, but this door had a crack about right here. There was a crack in the metal. Don't ask me how that ever happened, but in any case, it was there. So I filled that and then glazed it, and so that's pretty much there and ready to go. And put some primer on it and see what it looks like then. And then this door, this was the passenger door, so at one point, and when I bought the Jeep, it wouldn't even open. So I had to take it apart and get in here and fix that mechanism. But the reason I say that is I think somebody must have kicked it, because there was a dent right here, and they might have kicked it from inside to try to open it or something. I don't know what happened, but there was a dent right here, so I've got that filled. This is kind of dented in a little bit down there, so I filled that. Got things taped off. So the doors are pretty much ready. I'll double check them tomorrow, put some primer on these areas, and they'll be ready to go after I clean them up. Here, windshield frame, I went ahead and sanded down the paint that was on there from painting it, obviously. I rust reformed the areas here where the hinges go, and I cleaned up this area because when I noticed when I painted, there were some little pinholes over here. I don't know if it was like a solvent issue or what happened, but it looked pretty nasty. And I also cleaned up some, I think it was from where somebody had scraped the seal, like they put some silicone along here, along that cowl seal. And there was some scraping action here that didn't show up until I got paint on it, of course. So I took care of that, put some primer on it. So this will be ready to paint. And the two doors probably will wait. I'll do some final work on these tomorrow just to make sure that they're ready to go. And then instead of painting on Thursday, I think I'm going to install my aftermarket air conditioning that I got. And it's air conditioning with heat, because my heater, while it works, it's the heater box itself is cracked up and stuff like that. So I just decided to get the heat and air all in one. So that'll take me the better part, if not the entire day, Thursday. And then Friday I can paint these doors and windshield. Got some hinges on order. I was going to get stainless, changed my mind, just decided to go with they're stainless hinges, but they're powder coated black. I'm going to scuff them up and paint them the body color, because I don't want to put too much stainless accessories on the Jeep. I think it starts to get a little bit overboard and too much. So just a few accents here and there is nice, but the side view mirrors are going to be stainless also. So anyhow, so I'm just going to wait for them to come, and I'll paint those and deal with the passenger side rear quarter. I'll tell you about that later, but I've got an idea what I'm going to do for it. So that's going to do it for today, and we'll catch you guys next time.